Here's my step-by-step process for painting apples in watercolor. Take a moment to really observe your apples, their shapes, colors, and patterns. Lightly sketch circular shapes for each apple. Using only water on your brush, wet each circle. Let the water soak into the paper before adding your first color. You'll know it's ready when the water is no longer sitting on the surface and shiny. Make sure you have a glass of water, a rag, or paper towel handy to tap off excess water from your brush. I start with the lightest color, a cool yellow. You can use a pre-mixed color or mix your own. I'm using Hansa Yellow Light by Daniel Smith. As I paint, I reserve areas for highlights. Once the yellow layer is completely dry, I glaze on quinacridone rose, which mixes with the yellow to create warm reds and oranges. After the glaze dries, I use a wet in wet technique to deepen the red. I mix quinacridone rose, Hansa Yellow Light, and a tiny bit of phthalo blue-green shade to make a deeper, more neutral red. Always test your color before applying it to the apple. As I paint, I also refine the circular shapes using the paint already on the paper. No need for extra pigment. Once that layer dries, I define the stem. I mix Hansa Yellow Light with phthalo blue, about a 75% to 25% ratio, and add a tiny bit of quinacridone rose to make a neutral olive-like green. Observe the apple closely. Green often appears around the stem base. Next, I glaze on another layer of warm red to deepen the shadows and make the apple look three-dimensional. Also, reserve a lighter area at the bottom for the reflected light. You can lift color gently with a clean, slightly damp brush. When that layer dries, I refine the stem using a deep green or a neutral gray-brown. My gray is a mix of 50-50 ratio quinacridone rose, phthalo blue, and a small amount of Hansa Yellow Light. Using a wet, clean brush with no pigment, I define the shadow beneath the apples. I let that water dry, wait until there is no reflection, and then I add the gray of the shadow beneath each apple. Continue to glaze as necessary to add saturation to the color of your apple. Soften edges with a clean, light, damp brush and rotate the paper to refine each apple's outline. Since my apple has dried again, I add one more layer of red to intensify the color. Layering and building color like this is one of my favorite parts of painting. The goal with my painting is to capture its essence, its shape, color, and texture. Notice what you find interesting about the apples you are painting. You'll know when to stop when you have captured it. Please comment below with questions and observations.